We have Sanjay Pulipaka, Senior Fellow, Delhi Policy Group, who continues to stay with us live right now. And I also have, as we speak, Nupur Tiwari, who's based out of Japan, but she's in Delhi. I will go back to her. But I'd like to get in a word from Sanjay Pulipaka. Sanjay, you just heard the Japanese Prime Minister speaking on the attack. And the attack comes, very, very close to the election results and the outcome of the election campaigning in Japan. And even the attacker, according to the local media now, saying that this was perhaps linked. He says that he was dissatisfied with Abe and targeted him. But from the visuals, another question that arises is whether there was a lapse in security, because you can see the security guards behind Shinzo Abe. They were caught by surprise here.
Indeed, they were caught by surprise. There is no doubt about it. A couple of things to note here. One is that the Prime Minister, by stepping up, he's trying to address the nation, calm the nation, which is a very good thing. Second important thing that he pointed out that is Shinzo Abe is critical and all efforts are being made to revive him and restore his health. More importantly, he has conveyed a very an impression that his administration is trying to get a grip of the evolving political situation. He has called all the cabinet ministers back to the capital. All the important officials will be back in the capital so that they can have a more coordinated response to the evolving situation. The other important thing that needs to be noted is he has refrained from responding to questions on what is the possible political impact and what is the larger social causes that might have caused this kind of an attempt at assassinating Prime Minister Shinzo Abe. I think it was a very measured response from Prime Minister of Japan. He has articulated his grief, his anger, but at the same time, he was also very measured by not making any political statements on whether the elections will go ahead or not go ahead. And in that sense, he was very balanced and also very measured, I must say.
The other big breaking news update that we're getting in as we stay with the pictures of the attack, the attacker, and moments after the attack, and all of this has been captured on camera by people who were present there at the campaign. You just heard the Japanese Prime Minister on Japanese state media, and he says that all the cabinet ministers have been called back to Japan, to Tokyo. I beg your pardon, wherever they are in Japan, they've been called back to Tokyo to handle with this national emergency. Handle this national emergency. And the other big breaking news update right now is there seems to be a motive that is becoming clear, and that motive it appears as per the reports right now, that this attacker Yamagami was dissatisfied with Shinzo Abe and targeted him with an intention to kill. So in case you're watching the broadcast right now, you had the Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida, who just addressed the people of Japan, gave them a brief, condemned the attack in the strongest words, but also said that he doesn't want to jump to conclusions at the moment on the exact motive. He said the attacker was being questioned and he will let the investigators do their job, adding that at this point it appears they are looking at all angles, including whether there was an angle related to the elections that were ongoing in Japan. So that's the breaking news update. And Shinzo Abe himself, loved in Japan, extremely popular, one of the longest serving prime ministers of Japan, and a close friend and ally of India. Coming back to you, Sanjay, the close bonds that Shinzo Abe shared, and I think we're getting in reactions from around the world. There's shock this morning around the world on the manner in which this attack has taken place in a country where even the people are extremely restrained, have very strong anti-gun laws, etc.
Yeah, indeed. As I pointed out earlier, it is indeed very surprising that this incident had taken place in Japan. And as you pointed out, Shinzo Abe is an exceptionally popular leader in Japan. After long spells of political instability in terms of various governments coming in and going out, Shinzo Abe brought in a lot of political stability. He was prime minister in his second term from 2012 to 2020, and he stepped down only because of ill health. He wanted to recuperate from certain illnesses, and then therefore he had to step down. He was very popular. He had a proactive economic policy. He had proactive foreign policy. He was instrumental in bringing Olympics to Japan and organizing it on a massive scale in the midst of pandemic and all those challenges. In that sense, he's a very popular leader. He's a very capable leader, very efficient leader, and a good friend of India. And he engaged with international leaders in a very proactive manner, whether it is handling political transition in United States between various presidents, and or whether it is engaging with Indian leadership to redefine the political architecture of Asia is something which is very important to be noted. So therefore, as you pointed out, in a society like Japan, where gun laws are so stringent, somebody trying to kill a political leader of the stature of Shinzo Abe is indeed very shocking. The other important thing that needs to be noted is in Prime Minister of Japan, in his briefing, he just mentioned he was very measured, and he did not talk about the upcoming elections in the next few days. So we don't know whether the elections will be held or not, but it appears that they may go on from the what Prime Minister of Japan has pointed out. The other important point, as you pointed out, is that the person who carried out the attempt has confessed that he does not like Shinzo Abe's policies, but it is still not certain that there is a large political game going on in this. It is still distinctly possible that this is an individual acting on his own, who might have carried out this assassination attempt. Unsuccessful thus far. We hope Shinzo Abe, who is a great leader, recovers quickly from this ghastly act that was carried out.
Yes, and I think the Japanese Prime Minister who just spoke said that he hopes that Shinzo Abe survives this attack, and added that doctors are doing everything that they possibly can to save Shinzo Abe. We are covering the